Rodeo's America's original sport. I mean, that's what people did before there was baseball. You know, rodeo was, originally came of, who can ride the bucking horse the best, and, who can rope their cattle the best. It goes back further than any of us. My whole family has actually come from rodeo. My dad rode broncs and bulls. My uncle rode broncs. My other uncle rode bulls. All my cousins are into rodeo, so it's been in the family for quite a while. 8 seconds. Go for an extra 2 or 3 if you can, just to make sure it's, 8 for sure. Everything's a big blur. It's going on so fast, and you don't really know what to expect. It's a rush, your heart's pounding. You're most likely going to fall off, but when you get up, you can't wait to do it again. There's a lot of guys that ride bulls, and they think they love it, and they think it's for them until the first time they get hurt. And with bull riding, it's not a matter of if, it's when and how bad.
Good one. Good kid from China. Ride, son, ride. Boy, oh boy.
It is people being totally stomped on. They're dragged, they're stomped. If you come off your animal, there is nowhere to run. You are underneath an animal who weighs a couple thousand pounds. So when you talk about rodeo, you have to talk about the respect for the animals, for the riders, for the lifestyle, because these riders are very much not just a family with their wives and children, but are a family with each other. They take care of one another. They take care of these animals like they're their children. Historically, they've always had a veterinarian on site for the rodeo. That has not been the case for the people. So the riders have not historically had medical care available to them.
These guys are riding 2-ton bulls. It'd be tough to compare it to anything else. I mean, there's not much else out there in terms of the high energy type of injuries that you can incur here. Obviously, race car driving. That'd probably be something in line with the type of injuries you're going to see here. With bull riding, it's so unpredictable what happens.
Cowboys are kind of a stubborn breed. The cowboys are probably not going to go to the hospital unless we really tell them to. Not that the people in the hospital aren't nice. I know I am. But they're not going to go to the hospital. My name's John Killian. I'm a 5th generation Arizona native, and I ride bulls and I ride broncs in the Grand Canyon Pro Rodeo Association. I'm also a registered nurse, and I volunteer with the St. Luke Sports Medicine team, traveling to the Grand Canyon Pro Rodeo Association rodeos and the National Senior Pro Rodeo Association rodeos. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is not a likely place to find a rodeo. The largest animal I was ever around was a very small terrier. But when I moved here to Arizona about 8 years ago and started the sports medicine program, I really had to think about what pro sport our hospital wanted to become involved in. And we really looked around at everything that was here in Arizona as far as professional venues and realized that the one gaping hole for medical care was the rodeo. There has never been medical care for rodeo folks.
I am one element of the sports medicine team, which consists of chiropractors, physical therapists, trauma nurses that are well trained in high level 1 trauma type of injuries.
Lots of muscle tears, lots of musculoskeletal injuries without ever coming off of the animal. When they're thrown from a bronc, when they're thrown from a bull, when they do some of the things they do when they're roping, where they dig their heels into the ground and try and stop a 600-pound speeding cow, they have injuries that are much bigger. And we've seen everything from small dislocations to major facial trauma, chest injuries, thoracic injuries, pelvic injuries. They can be pretty large injuries that we see out here. Really, it's like a trauma every 8 seconds.
A couple concussions, torn my MCL a few times, had the knee drained, just most of anything that can happen in a good solid car accident will happen to you on a bull.
Clint absolutely loves rodeo. That's what he lives for every single day. I get pretty nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I'm not there, I'm always worried about what's gonna happen. And I'm always waiting for him to call me up or text me and tell me what's going on and how he did.
You know, we actually have a really interesting relationship with our athletes. Because a lot of them don't have insurance, we take care of them as much as we can here. These are weekend warriors for all intents and purposes. They have full-time jobs during the week. These guys work all week and then pay the rodeo in order to ride. The prizes are a couple $100, maybe $250, $300, not a lot of money. Historically, these riders took care of one another when they got injured. They used super glue to glue things back together. They used tape to tape things back together. They made makeshift splints with Pringles cans. I mean, they've taken care of their own injuries for a long time without a medical team. So us being there really has given them good care, has given them good assessments of their injuries, and has helped them make some better decisions about how to take care of themselves.
You have to be humble to a point, because once you start getting a big enough head on your shoulders, a bull's gonna serve you a big piece of humble pie. Big piece. And it comes in the form of a fractured C5 or a fractured ulna, detached ligaments, all kinds of fun stuff. The medical team, they make sure that no matter what happens to us as riders and ropers, and no matter what we're doing, they do everything they can to make sure that we're still able to compete.
And we do this for free. You know, we do it because it's the right thing to do for the riders. We do it because we're as passionate about rodeo as they are about riding. You can't do rodeo and be halfway. Whether you're an athlete, whether you're an animal, or whether you're a sports medicine person, it's 100% in or not at all. And so here I am.